And one of those is that this pattern of trade that we've seen for several decades, which to simplify has involved Japanese foreign investment and Southeast Asian component manufacture and global or regional value chains and Chinese large-scale production and North American consumers buying and, if necessary, borrowing, that pattern is changing, as of course it had to, and we're still trying to work out just how it's changing. But one of the things that we're seeing very strongly now is an actual decline in merchandise trade. The old-fashioned stuff in containers on ships plying around the Pacific Rim is actually reducing at the moment. But that's only one of the measures of globalization, and globalization, for all the political talk that we hear around the world, is not actually declining, it's increasing, but increasing in different ways. And one of those ways is a big growth in services integration. Of course, in most economies now, services is the main part, and I would expect that many, if not most of you in this room, are involved in services. But in this region, where in some respects we've led the way in integration of manufacturing and production, we haven't led the way in terms of integration of services, and there will be a big increase, there has to be a big increase in trade and services across borders, and we will see more growth of global service chains as a result of all of that. We think urban populations, city populations in ASEAN could double over the next 15 years. And as you get urbanized middle-income people, of course, we change our consumption patterns very significantly. So we've seen this since World War II in a whole range of different economies. It's not culturally determined, it's income determined. And we see big increases in consumption, purchasing of quality food items with a focus on food safety, branded items, imported items, and of course a big focus on other areas that people couldn't afford in the past. So education services, health services, middle income people want better environment and more focus on that. And this is leading to some very significant implications for how retailing is going. It's not so much market-based, it's mall-based, and increasingly, of course, it's electronic browsing and electronic purchasing and increasingly electronic delivery, thus disrupting potentially a lot of the established traditional distribution chains in the region. Did you know that in Japan last year, sales of diapers, nappies, for old people was greater than diapers for babies? There's some very big social and commercial changes going on in all of that. But where it's happening fastest isn't actually Japan, it's in China, which as a legacy of the one-child policy means we're seeing one of the fastest aging events that we've ever seen in the world. And we know that, for example, this is going to change both business and consumption very significantly. We think there could be, in the next 15 years, 250 million Chinese reaching retiring age, many of them with middle incomes and the ability to spend on that, and that's going to change things as well. The pattern in the past was countries got rich first, then they got old. China's breaking that model, it's getting old before it's rich. So once again, we've got another source of uncertainty in this.